a T-Systems és a ServiceNow közös előadásán. Ennek középpontjában a ServiceNow-nak a Security Operations modulja lesz. Engem Polgár Csabának hívnak, és a T-Systems csapatán belül a Pre-Sales munkáját koordinálom, akik ServiceNow-val foglalkoznak. Kérem, engedjék meg, hogy pár mondatban felvezessem az előadást. A mai világban ugye rengeteg security gyártó létezik, különböző megoldásokat kínálnak a kibertérben lévő fenyegetésekre. De mindegyik rengeteg adattal dolgozik. Ez a nagyon sok adat problémát okozhat feldolgozás szempontjából, hiszen ezeket értelmezni kell, vizualizálni kell, és nem volna rossz ebből megfelelő következtetéseket is levonni. Különböző gyártókról és megoldásokról beszélünk, itt például CM, vagy Threat Intel, vagy IPS, amely különböző területeken ugye más-más gyártó megoldásával lefedhető. A ServiceNow-nak a Security Operations modulja egy felhőben futó platformon lévő megoldás, ami talán azért különleges, mert képes arra, hogy a sok-sok gyártó rendszereiből érkező különböző alerteket tudja értelmezni, fel tudja dolgozni, agregálni tudja. Mivel ez az előadás és a következő demo is angol nyelven fog folyni, kérem engedjék meg. Let me introduce you our guest speaker from ServiceNow, Markus Loehle. He's a senior advisory consultant, and Markus works in Germany, just flew this morning here. And he will walk you through how ServiceNow is able to manage security incidents in the cloud in a coherent way. The presentation will be about 20 minutes, and later you will have, just after the presentation, you will have the opportunity to go into a deep dive into the solution that will be held on the 4th floor. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome our guest speaker. Markus, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you a lot, Csaba. Was it the same in Hungarian, what he said in English? No? Did he make love of mine? No. Because this is my Hungarian teaching day today. Cool. So I'm Markus Loehle. I'm from ServiceNow. I have an EMEA role, working with our most strategic partners, and in this case, T-Systems here in Hungary, which is our most strategic partner in the country. What I would like to talk to you is some parts are very obvious. So why are we here? I think we don't have to talk about these things. We have the increased cyber threats. We have threats that the brand reputation is under attack. And on the other way, so this is not only coming from the external side. I think most organizations are struggling also from an organizational perspective. So everything inside the companies is working still in silos. So IT and security are really isolated teams, which is good on one hand. But on the other hand, if we are finding something, if we have breaches or vulnerabilities, we need these IT guys also to remediate it and to patch the systems accordingly, right? And last but not least, the last bullet point is regulation and compliance requirements. I think if we think about GDPR, can very easily lead into serious risks and serious problems if we don't treat our vulnerabilities right. Yeah. So, what my question was: are we secure, and are things getting better or worse? So, I think it's mixture of both. Still, we have these studies from we use Ponemon in this case that still say, and this is over the years always staying the same. 10% higher, 10% lower, that it needs half a year until a security breach is happening, until we find out that it's happening. And we need another 2 months to eradicate it, to get it out of our IT systems again. And this is 8 months. And I think you are all security professionals. You know what can happen and what these guys can do of a damage in 8 months worth of time. So this is really a big problem. And organizations have invested a ton in these security products. All of these guys that are here at the venue, and they have great technology. And this is absolutely great to have these solutions, these tools in the organization. Absolutely. So ServiceNow is not here to replace a single one of them. And every tool has their own purpose. If it is a SIAM solution, if it is an endpoint protection, all these wonderful tools that produce such wonderful data, they have really the right to be there. But these tools, and I read a study that a typical company has more than 70 of these tools. They are producing an enormous amount of data each second, each minute, each day. It's thousands of events that we have to deal with every single day. What organization can handle these vast amount of events? We have to consolidate them. We have to use things like threat intel in order to get meaningful information out of these events and everything like that. So I think that we have wonderful tools. They are doing a heck of a job to detect anomalies, vulnerabilities, compliance problems, also configuration problems. But the question is, how do we get afterwards, while we found this, afterwards into remediation? And this is where ServiceNow will come into place. Today, a lot of organizations in Europe, this is what I can oversee, this is maybe also true for Hungary, are still working with tools that are from the past. So email is an absolutely classic. Excel spreadsheets running around. Collaboration tools. I worked in a company where we had a massive incident security-wise. And what did we use? Microsoft Teams. In that days, Link or Skype. This was really chaotic. 100 people talking to each other, not organized, nothing else. We are still using phones, so point-to-point communication. Is this true? Also in Hungary? A lot of people are nodding, right? So the big question is, how do we get better over time? If we are still managing these big problems in a manual way, I would not say chaotic way, but in a way that there's room for improvement, yeah? So if we are using still these tools, how can we do post-incident reviews? So when it comes to the learning phase, we learn from what's happening today. How can we remediate, or how can we do better the next time if we don't document properly? Because nobody likes to document. Maybe the same here in Hungary. So documentation is one thing. It is not sexy, definitely, but it is absolutely needed. So what we have in ServiceNow is we have a big platform, which I will show you in a minute, but we have a big portion of our platform is dedicated to security operations. It's there in order to deliver very efficient security response. So this is the reactive part. Security incidents happen. How do we drive them to remediation? How do we do this in a structured way that everybody is informed what happened before, what do I have to do now, what are the next steps that will happen after my task is finished. And to the management, how to visualize whatever is seen in our organization. Did anybody hear about ServiceNow before? Raise a hand. Oh, a handful of people. Why does ServiceNow exist? Our founder, Fred Luddy, said one day, when I started ServiceNow, my vision was to build a cloud-based platform. So this is one aspect that will enable regular people to create meaningful applications to route work through an enterprise. So this sounds pretty generic, but if we transfer this into security, he created a platform that enables organizations to do the work better and faster in a very documented way, route all these through the organization, drive things faster to remediation. And this is the very important aspect. ServiceNow is a solution that some guys are saying, oh, it's just another ticketing tool in conjunction with these security tools that we saw a minute ago. This is not true. This is absolutely not true. Yes, we have this platform. The first modules that were generated were IT service management, this is right, but 30% of our revenue is coming from SecOps, so it's a big portion of our solution, and I will introduce you here in theory and in the DPD room 1, just afterwards, one level above, I think, very hands-on into the solution. If anybody is interested, please follow me after this session into the 4th floor. And ServiceNow is a well-kept secret in the industry, but this year Forbes named ServiceNow as the top innovator of the top 100 amongst companies in the IT industry, in the software industry, but also Apple, Google, and all these other guys were there. ServiceNow is the most innovative company, and I got asked this morning, how does it feel to work for this most innovative company? And it's really a cool company, yeah, definitely, for customers, for employees, for everybody. Okay, but this is marketing. I stop marketing here. Okay, what do we have if we talk about ServiceNow? We are talking primarily about the platform. The platform starts on the very bottom with a very robust cloud infrastructure that provides all these capabilities that you don't have to reinvent yourself. So it's built in 2004. It was built from the very first day as a cloud solution. There was no legacy installation of software thing, never in this platform. We have very robust capabilities in this platform, like workflow engines, development tools, also inside of the platform with low code or no code. Very important, and what we need also when it comes to security is a service-aware CMDB. I think we security professionals call this asset database. So we don't have to have this proper filled and proper propagated whole CMDB. We need just a subset of that. On top of that, we have a lot of applications dealing with the end user. So when Fred Luddy said everybody can do this, can use the system, or can introduce new applications, so there's a layer where exactly this is possible. So we can generate applications for everything inside the ServiceNow platform. And on top, we provide a service portal, service catalog, a knowledge base, community, and everything, and status updates back and forth. Why is this important? Sounds like a ticketing system with a portal, with a catalog. We need this, definitely, also when it comes to security. Anybody received a phishing email some point in time? You did? Okay. What did you do? Delete? Right answer? Correct. But what if we provide to the end users firsthand a small portal, a catalog, where they can upload this phishing email or integrate this into the Outlook client or things like that? If we make it very easy, and this is ServiceNow all about, make it easy for end users, make it easy for the SecOps stuff, make it easy for the IT stuff afterwards to deal with this vast amount of information. And on top, we have 5 applications. One is for IT service management, IT business management, so the PPM part. Second one is security, what we are talking now. Security consists out of 2 modules. The one is SecOps. So security incident, vulnerability management, threat intelligence is the third one in here, but also a complete set of applications for GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. I will come to this in a minute. This is very much linked to SecOps. But what I said, so anybody familiar with GDPR? GDPR means if you are not compliant and somebody finds out, you will lose 4% of your annual revenue due to this aspect. So a big risk for a company. And so if we have problems in our environments or in the environments of the customers, and we are not able to remediate this, which will lead into a data breach, PII data that got stolen, And if we cannot be able to remove this from our systems, so there's a big risk for an organization when it comes to these type of vulnerabilities. Yes. So this is what I just said: security, incident response, vulnerability, threat intelligence. So these are the applications of the security operations. How does it work? I talked about these 70 tools. Somebody has to do the work, right? Very often is it that organizations are starting these days to build these SecOps, these SOCs, Security Operations Centers, but it's very hard to get people on board. This is maybe the same for Hungary. Yeah? So it's very hard to find very trained people, to find people that know what to do, that have experience about these attacks, that have experience how to deal with these big vulnerabilities, how to do that. So we support this in the platform because we have a very good engine that sits around, and the applications are really designed to do this. But if you are struggling in your organization, there are partners that can help you. And T-Systems with this control service, the SecOps as a service, how I understood it and how I would call it, can assist you with also these resource problems. How does it work? As I said, I will show you in a minute, live demo. I will introduce you here what ServiceNow does and why it is not just a ticketing tool that is connected to these 70 tools. So we are taking these good and rich data we talked about from these 70 plus tools that are in the organization. We are integrated with them. Due to capabilities of the platform, we are able to automatically prioritize security incidents because of business risk, because a very sensitive part of the organization is under attack, or maybe also individuals got phishing emails like the vice president, so it could be a big deal. So we have automation inside here that can automatically help prioritize. This everything done automatically. So this is part of the SecOps module of ServiceNow. We are using threat intelligence, so we are using all this good and rich data that is out there in these tools. We integrate this. If we find an observable, a malware hash or URL, so we can go to VirusTotal. What do you know about this, or similar tools? What do you know about this? So we can reduce the amount of false positives immediately using this type of technologies. As I said, we are able to determine the response action, and this can be different for phishing email, for vulnerability, for any other breach. So this is not one size fits all, so we can be very specific, and a lot is already canned into the system. So we are able, using the solution, to remediate threat fast, because we have also an automation engine inside the ServiceNow platform. Not integrated, it's part of the ServiceNow platform. So we can trigger these tools. We can use the Palo Alto firewall integration in order to shut down ports immediately, do stuff like that. Yeah, use other tools. And what I said before, the post-incident reports are created while we are working. They don't have to be manual again, so we can take care about these post-incident reports as well. So this is why ServiceNow is not only a ticketing tool when it comes to SecOps. We have a lot built into the platform. The applications are very rich. You can see it, as I said, in the fourth floor in a minute. And with that, I have 10 seconds left, and I would really thank you for your time and your interest. Thank you.